The best time to feed your catfish is very early in the morning and late in the evening, because catfish are naturally active during this time. So the best time to feed them is very early in the morning and in the evening. So I'll be starting from 2 mm. So for 2 mm, you can feed your fish morning and evening. For the 2 mm size of feed, you can feed your fish very early in the morning and evening. Same thing with 3 mm. Same thing with 3 mm. You can feed your fish very early in the morning and also in the evening. Very early in the morning around 7 or 8 a.m. Then evening around 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. You can feed your fish. And also for 4 mm, same thing for 4 mm. You can feed your fish morning and evening for 4 mm. Then for 6 mm, once your fish starts picking up 6 mm, once your fish starts picking up 6 mm, you can feed them just in the morning. Just in the morning. In the morning is okay. 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. You can feed them around this time. At this stage, their stomach is wide enough to take feed for 24 hours a day. You understand? So once your fish start picking 6 mm, you can feed them just once. Just once. The reason why I recommend in the morning is because the salt oxygen starts rising, from morning. So you can feed them at that time when they are very, very active. You can feed and make sure you feed them to satisfaction. Once your fish start picking 6 mm and it's once a day, make sure there's even between feeding and feeding to satisfaction. Make sure you are feeding them to satisfaction because it is just once a day now. Same thing for 9 mm. For those of us that uses 9 mm, some farmers stop at 6 mm, some still use 9 mm. So for 9 mm, you can feed your fish just once as well in the morning around 7 to 8 a.m. You can feed them very early in the morning. So these are the feeding times for your catfish. For those of us that have been asking me how many times am I to feed my catfish, so from 2 mm to 9 mm, you can follow these steps to feed your catfish. And to some of us have been asking me to share some figures on how much it will take to rear maybe 2,000 fish or 3,000 fish to table size. The reason why I don't really put that out on the internet is because we are in a country where the prices of things are not fixed. If I end up giving you a figure now of how much to take you to rear 2,000 fish to table size, and tomorrow comes, the price of things increases, would you call me a liar? You call me a liar. So that's why I don't put out figures of how much it will take you to rear 2,000 fish, 3,000 fish. I don't do that here because the price of things now are not fixed. Things keep, prices of fees keep going up every now and then. So if I give you a fixed figure now and you maybe you watched my video after a week or after 2 weeks, you end up saying that I'm lying with the figures I gave you. So that's why I don't really put out figures on total, amount it will take you to feed 1,000 fish or 2,000 fish to table size. But for 1,000 fish, try and budget 63 to 65 bags of feed for 1,000 fish. 63 to 65 bags of feed for 1,000 fish. So in catfish farming, we have different life cycle of catfish, starting from the fry. We have the fry. After the fry, we have the fingerlings. After the fingerlings, we have the post fingerlings. After the post fingerlings, we have the juveniles. After the juveniles, we also have the post juvenile. We have the post juveniles. After the post juveniles, we also have the jumbo. After the jumbo, we also have what we call the launch. Popular one, we all know the smokable sites, we call them the launch. After the launch, we have the throughout size. So these are the different life cycle of catfish. So the right size of feed you are to feed them is what we'll be discussing next. So for your fries, you can feed your fries 0.2 mm size of feed conveniently. But note, after spawning, you should leave your fries for
3 days before you start feeding them. It is the eggs that failed to hatch in the vat that they will be eating for that 3 days before you start with 0.2 for them, for those of us that are into the hatchery value chain of this business. So you can feed your fish 0.2 at the fry stage. Then after the fry stage, we have the fingerlings. Your fingerlings will pick between 0.5 to 0.8 So your fingerlings will pick conveniently between 0.5 to 0.8 You should know week by week, you need to be adjusting the size of it as they grow. Then for the post fingerlings, your post fingerlings should pick 0.8 to 1.5 conveniently. Your post fingerlings should take between 0.8 to 1.5 conveniently. Then moving forward for your juveniles should pick nothing less than 1.5 to 2 If you are being supplied juvenile size of catfish, they should pick between 1.5 to 2 But I always recommend farmers to go back to 1.5 for their juvenile size of fish. One day, stock their farm, you can go back to 1.5 to start for your juvenile size of fish. Then for your post juveniles should pick nothing less than 2 size of fish conveniently. Your post juvenile should pick nothing less than 2 size of feed conveniently. Then for your jumbo should be switching between 2 and 3 So your jumbo size of fish can pick 3 conveniently. If you are being supplying jumbo, you should pick 3 or 2 conveniently. And as well, your melange size of catfish can pick between 3 to 4 The melange size of catfish ranging between 50 grams, 300 grams, 400 grams, 500 grams. They should pick between 3 to 4 conveniently, while for your grower size of catfish can pick between 6 and 9 Your grower size of fish ranging from 600 grams, 700 grams, 800 grams, 1 kg, 1.2. They should feed conveniently on this size of catfish. So these are the different life cycle of catfish and their right size of feed. Always do well to feed your fish the right size of feed for optimum growth. When your catfish are still very much small, they need high quality feed. They need high protein content filled feed for them to grow very well when they are still very much smaller. But as they keep growing, you need to be switching between this size of feed so they can grow very well. So that will be that for today. I believe you've gotten value from today's video once again. Remember to share this video. Thank you for watching today's video. Do enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.